There was something in the desert. There was some place wild and green, and a child in a village I passed through. There are places that I've traveled, and so many things I've seen, and it all fades away. But you, I was sliding down a mountain, I was burning in the sun, I was crying with amazement at the view. I was capturing a moment, but when all is said and done, well, it all fades away. But you, it all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away, but you. I have sailed across the ocean, past the cities and the farms, on a never-ending quest for something new. But the only thing that mattered was the 4 days in your arms. Well, it all fades away, but you, it all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away, but you. There is one thing that's eternal, that cannot be torn apart. There is one thing that remains forever true. Past the thinking, past the breathing, past the beating of my heart, it will all fade away, but you, it all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away, but you, it all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away, but you, but you, but you.
just like Leave It to Beaver. One day it's just a typical life, and then he's off on a trip to Jamieland, staring catatonic out the window, barely even breathing all the while. And then he'll smile, his eyes light up and deep within the ground. Without a sound, a moment comes to life, and I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. Next day it's just like it never happened. We're making dinners, we're making plans. Then he gets on the mule train to Jamieland, handful after handful of Doritos, circling the apartment, logging miles. And then he smiles, his eyes light up, and how can I complain? Yes, he's insane, but look what he can do. And I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. And it's true, I tend to follow in his stride. Instead of side by side, I take his cue. True, but there's no question, there's no doubt. I said I'd stick it out and follow through. And when I do, then he smiles. And where else can I go? I didn't know the rules do not apply. Then he smiles, and nothing else makes sense, while he invents the world that's passing by. And I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. Aren't I? I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that.
He built a house with his hands. 30 years go by, it stands. It stands where nothing stood. A house of stone. The mason sleeps real good. He does his work day flies. Quitting time's a big surprise. And then it's one more stone to get just right. It's always one more stone. before the night. Every house he builds, every stone he lays, it's not just making money and counting off the days. He builds a house with his hands. 100 years go by, it stands. It tells you who he was. A life goes fast, but the work a mason does, it's a meant to last. The work a mason does. It's made to last.
Once upon a time, I would wake beside a man who would make me feel like nothing could take him from me. Once I thought forever was real. I thought my life was ideal. I thought that nothing could steal it, you see. Once I learned how wrong I had been, that sometimes dreams can cave in, and what then? Once I learned the hard way, faith in ever after was gone, and I gave up ever wondering when love will come and find me again. And it's almost like time has stood still, like a lifetime iced under frost. And I don't try to warm from the chill, although I know how much I've lost. Trouble is, the more you deny, the more you don't even try, the more the world passes by in a haze. Soon you'll find you don't even know how many years you let go. The chance is wasted in so many ways. Lately I've been thinking it's time to take a look at what I'm doing then, clinging to if only heaven knows there's more than one man, and maybe I should be planning for when love will come and find me again.
I fill my time with things that make me feel full, like fishing on a sunny day, strumming in the cold next to a bonfire, looking in her eyes. Or sitting in the garage next to my old man, looking at the bedliner, thinking we shouldn't have. What the heck, we did it anyway. And I don't know what comes next. All I know is I long for a place in the sky, in the stars and in heaven. No, I don't know how I've made it this far, but each moment is a blessing. So until my time comes, I will sit and watch the sun rise and fall, till it's my turn for heaven. There are things that I wish I'd done before it was too late. I tell that old friend how much she meant to me before she went away. I'll never see her again. But when I'm sitting with my mama on Sunday in the pews, singing my heart out, full of good news, I know that it's all gonna be okay. And I don't know what comes next. All I know is I long for a place in the sky, in the stars and in heaven. No, I don't know how I've made it this far, but each moment is a blessing. So until my time comes, I will sit and watch the sun rise and fall, until it's my turn. I have wondered for years if I settle down, if I'll find someone who quiets all the voices and the doubts, staring at the ground, but now I'm looking at the sky to guide me. So until my time comes, I will sit and watch the sun rise and fall, until it's my turn for heaven. might get what you're after.
Cool babies, strange but not a stranger.
I'm an ordinary guy, burning down the house.
Hold tight, wait till the party's over. Hold tight, wait for nasty weather. It's going to be alright, burning down the house. Some for jumping overboard, transportation is here. They'll stand up but not far, maybe you know where you are. Fighting fire with fire. Watch out, you might get what you're after. Hold tight, wait till the party's over. Burning down the house, burning down the house, burning down the house, burning down, burning down the house.
Where are the parents of our keynotes people? I know they're here. Stand up, would you? If you're here, keynotes parents. Any keynotes parents? Yeah, see? I was a keynote parent. I know that's what you're supposed to do. I really wasn't really good at that, but thank you for sharing your children with us tonight. It's just amazing. Hey, Smitty, I really appreciate you picking a couple songs that I actually knew the words to. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mr. Griffiths, thanks for hosting. Always a pleasure to be here at Olentangy High School. I'd like to start by acknowledging 3 of our 5 board members are here in attendance. Dr. Lakeisha Wise, Mr. Brandon Lester, and Dr. Kevin Daberco. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for your service to our community. Dr. Wallach was here earlier for the showcase, and she had to leave, unfortunately. So thank you all for being here. So I am pleased, very, very pleased to have the opportunity this evening to present the State of the Schools report. And it's interesting because I read a lot of media reports, and I hear about public schools that are failing. And then I see what we just saw here and the opportunities our kids have in an incredible facility like this. And I look around and I say, where? Not here in Olentangy, that's for sure. That is for sure. We developed a strategic plan 5 years ago and then reviewed and updated it this past year. And we began presenting a report like this that's aligned to our strategic plan. But the true evidence of this work are the great things that are happening at every single one of our schools and the staff's work with our incredible students. So please join me in applauding all of our staff and students that joined us for our first school showcase this evening. I really appreciate all the staff and all the students and parents that came out to make tonight something special. We think this is the first time we've ever tried this format, and we think it's going to be a new tradition here in Olentangy. So I hope you all had a moment to visit and learn about some of the fantastic groups and programs that our schools chose to highlight. So now our district leadership team will present a broader perspective related to the strategic priorities and the organizational goals with reference to the current state and the future direction of the Olentangy schools. And it starts with our mission, our vision, and our values. And I don't go a day without somehow referencing the mission of our district to facilitate maximum learning for every student. It's an endeavor that not only impacts over 23,000 Olentangy students and 3,000 staff members, but it truly is something that impacts our community to facilitate maximum learning for every student. Our vision is to be the recognized leader for high performance and efficiency in education, and that's what we're trying to strive to become as an organization. We know that strong schools are essential to the long-term growth and the prosperity of every community, and we are committed to making smart, financially responsible decisions that ensure our students can achieve and that our community can flourish. Finally, we look at our values, and those are the behaviors that we expect from everyone in the organization so that we can achieve our mission and move closer to our vision for our district. Moving on to the strategic plan, that includes 4 strategic priorities and 12 organizational goals. And please remember, as they're going to be presented here, they are not in any hierarchy or prioritized order. For instance, we're going to cover ensuring mastering of learning last in the presentation, but that's just simply how we structured our presentation. And I like to say, whenever we talk about learning in Olentangy, we're saving the best for last. And please also remember that there are multiple departmental goals and objectives related to each of the district strategic priorities. And when I asked each department, and we have many of our department directors here tonight, when I asked each of them to share with me the progress related to the strategic plan, we simply had more information than we could ever possibly share in a short presentation tonight. So much of the accomplishments and the information that's presented is also used to create our district quality profile summary. And we release that each fall, and it highlights what we believe are our most significant key performance indicators. And then one addition we did to our strategic plan this year was to overlay around the border the dispositions of our portrait of a learner: purposeful, resilient, curious, and kind. And they are now framing our plan because we try to keep those at the forefront of all the work we do. They're interwoven into each of our strategic goals, and you will hear how our learners in our organization are modeling and instilling these dispositions in our students: purposeful, resilient, curious, and kind. So now I'm going to invite Chief Academic Officer Dr. Jack Fetty and our Chief Communications Officer, Ms. Krista Davis, to join me to discuss the students and stakeholders strategic priority.
Thank you, Mr. Rave. Hi, everyone. I'm Jack Fetty, and in order to facilitate maximum learning for every student, we must alleviate non-academic barriers to learning. Olentangy's Safety, Security, and Preparedness team is comprised of a strong partnership between the district and Delaware County organizations, including the Sheriff's Office and all public entities, such as township officials and fire and police in the 7 townships we span. All work diligently to ensure that our students are safe learning within our schools. We will share more about this area when we discuss operations later in the presentation. Our student well-being team has spearheaded a partnership with the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center to provide full-time mental health counselors in each high school, which is the first arrangement of its kind in any district. We also partner with the Mental Health and Recovery Board of Delaware and Morrow counties, which supplements our Olentangy staff of social workers to ensure elementary and middle school students' needs are met. We have established a comprehensive model of support for students' mental well-being and continue to provide support for every school with excellent school counselors, school nurses, and clinic aides. Thanks to the valuable input of our board's ad hoc Student Wellbeing Committee, we are close to securing an accreditation from the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services. Once this is complete, Olentangy will be the first public district in the state with such accreditation. To promote a culture of inclusive excellence, we must create an environment in our schools where everyone feels safe, welcomed, and seen and included. This work begins during the first few days of school, which are dedicated to building a strong, welcoming culture for our students. Our technology and pupil services departments hosted a multilingual family night for parents of English learners. With over 80 languages spoken here in Olentangy, this event helps to support our growing English learner population and multilingual families. Additionally, a parent technology support night was held for all families in the district to learn about and become familiarized with the digital resources and technologies students use in the district and how they can support their child's learning at home. Our Equity and Inclusion team welcomed Assistant Director Peter Stern, former principal at Johnny K. Corners Elementary. Mr. Stern and his team lead community events like the MLK Day of Service to support local organizations and the One Community Conference, which returned to a full-day event, bringing our greater community together for reflection, learning, and dialogue. Our Equity and Inclusion team also provides valuable training and resources for our Olentangy staff. They provide continuous training and education for all district staff to help them consider how their roles contribute to an overall culture of inclusive excellence. They also distribute valuable resource documents to all teaching staff. Last, a curriculum integration project is underway to look at how to integrate inclusive excellence into our curriculum. Now I'd like to ask Ms. Davis to join me in expanding on our Title IX processes.
Thank you, Dr. Fetty. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. I'm Krista Davis, Chief Communications Officer, as well as one of the district's Title IX coordinators. The district continues to accomplish significant work in the area of Title IX, following recent federal government changes to Title IX in the K-12 world. We have expanded our support efforts to grow from one assigned administrator as a Title IX coordinator to a team of 7 administrators who also have been trained as Title IX coordinators. The team meets regularly to track trends and plan response and educational efforts. Additionally, our social workers, school counselors, and administrators have received training to understand and remain up to date on current legislation. Finally, the district has shared FAQ information on our website regarding transgender students and policy and law surrounding their participation in school. As a public education institution, we aim to strengthen the connection and partnerships we have with our stakeholders for the betterment of our district and community. One initiative we addressed this year was converting the Superintendent and Treasurer Community Town Hall meetings to a community engagement series, which highlights focused topics by subject matter experts. This series included sessions on staff professional development, student mental health and well-being, and school safety. Our final event in the series will be on the financial health of the district on Tuesday, April 11th. We continue to meet with our superintendent and board committees, adding an ad hoc board committee for student mental health and well-being, as well as superintendent committees on technology and communications this year. As our district grows, our alumni base has naturally become a significant stakeholder group with which we want to connect. In partnership with the Olentangy Education Foundation, we are developing and growing our Alumni Association. Last fall, we began alumni gatherings at each high school, predominantly before the homecoming football games. We have heard from parents that they value two-way communication with their building and district departments. We piloted a text messaging pulse check platform called POSSIP with parents at Olentangy High School last school year. POSSIP sends bi-monthly text messages to parents to solicit feedback on the experiences of our parents, families, and students at school. Based on the utilization and feedback from OHS staff and parents, we rolled out the platform at all middle and high schools this school year. We've surveyed staff on its effectiveness as we determine the appropriate path forward using this tool. In addition to informing and receiving feedback from stakeholders, we have made dedicated efforts to increase our connections to businesses in our district and in Central Ohio to create more robust opportunities both for our students and staff. The district has participated in a pilot program, Olentangy Bridge Ed, which is a project bridging the gap between Olentangy and the business community to develop situational learning opportunities for students while developing the future workforce, enhancing internships and hiring, and providing scholarships. We anticipate this to be a permanent addition to our school district. Let's now hear from the Olentangy Bridge Ed pilot business partners on the program and why it is so important to both our students and the business community.
Wanted to share the awareness. We wanted to share as well as these companies that we are working with that are part of this program.
The current labor market has kind of shifted our mindset a bit. So we are building programs from scratch. We're talking to high schoolers and middle schoolers, really trying to showcase what manufacturing has to offer them before they head off to college.
Our Builders Association called the Builders Exchange has been talking in elementary, middle, and high schools for well over a decade during career fairs, talking about careers in construction that are traditional, but also educating people on careers in construction that might not come to mind.
But you could be in high school right now taking College Credit Plus program classes. You could get Essential Sterile certification. Come to Ohio State, we would put you in a Surge Tech program and you would be in that and debt-free.
We also have engagement programs all the way down to the middle school. So we just launched at Orange Middle here in the last month, a program we call Breakthrough, which was designed by some of our female software engineers to engage 8th grade girls in STEM.
OSU Exeter Medical Center is going to be a part of the Get to Know the Medical Field Club. So there's a club at Shanahan Middle School about that as well. So you will continue to see more and more opportunities for students to engage with these 5 employers.
We have a lot of different opportunities and pathways. Certainly going into the production area doesn't require a degree. We will develop those folks, and there's a ton of career and growth opportunities.
Internships are our bread and butter for attracting students from campuses across the country. In Columbus this summer, we had 306 interns.
We do have some great professionals who are graduates of Olentangy, and one of which is a civil engineer graduate from Ohio State University. She did several internships with us and is just a rock star within our organization.
Right, there are people who have a different relationship with education, and those folks have a home with us as well. So trying to find ways to engage them.
We are much more open now to hiring based on skills and experience. We have a lot of jobs that don't require a 4-year degree.
If you work at the university or the medical center, you go to college for free. So you can get a path into us and then pursue your college for free and not end up $80,000 or $90,000 in debt.
And I think you're going to see a lot of growth that's going to continue to be an extremely positive thing. And I think also the level and capability of the colleges and the different programs in Central Ohio are going to have to grow and expand because we're going to need to develop that talent at a much faster pace.
We also have been working with the principals, the counselors, as well as the educators. So we'll be working with the teachers during professional development days just to share a lot of this continual information about the pathways. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ryan Jenkins, Olentangy's treasurer, and I'm excited to be a part of a community that is so supportive of our schools and a staff that's dedicated to ensuring that we provide our Olentangy students, our staff, our parents, and the community the best educational experience at an exceptional value. So how does Olentangy maintain our reputation as a school district that provides an exceptional educational value? Well, first, to optimize our revenue, we must continue to advocate for fair school funding from the state of Ohio. The first phase of House Bill 33, the Fair School Funding Formula, provided our district with a 16.6% funding increase for fiscal year 22 and a 34% funding increase for this current fiscal year 2023. This has made a significant impact on our financial health. We're meeting with legislators to advocate for the support of the next phase of the funding bill, which would allocate an increase of 50% in fiscal year 2024 and about 2/3 or 66.67% additional in fiscal year 2025 for Olentangy schools. We've also received ESSER pandemic relief funds last year. We used a portion of that money to create the elementary and middle school math specialist role, and we are continuing to support these positions with the ESSER funds. To optimize our investments, the district also strategizes millage rates, which helps us to plan for future levy campaigns. In modeling fiscal responsibility and transparency, we truly leverage our valuable Finance and Audit Committee as a checks and balances to advise where and how we spend taxpayer dollars. This also goes hand in hand with continuing our legislative advocacy efforts so we are fully funded through the Fair School Funding Formula and any other funding we may be eligible for. The Treasurer's Office is also enhancing our financial reports by creating a popular annual financial report, which is also known as a PAFR, to all district residents. We have been more timely in adding relevant financial information to the Treasurer's Department page, as long as, to our district website, and I invite everyone to visit our department page for some light evening reading on school district financials. Insert applause. At an upcoming board meeting, I will also be presenting new board policies on the general fund cash balance and our self-insurance fund. In closing, our current 5-year forecast is in a healthy state because of the ongoing support of a community that values strong schools. In order to maintain a healthy financial forecast, we will need to lean into our community as our area and student enrollment continues to grow exponentially. Now I'll turn it over to Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Todd Meyer, to share how we manage our assets wisely.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins, and hello, everyone. I'm Todd Meyer. To manage assets wisely, we have instituted technology infrastructure updates, which Dr. Fetty will review in the next section. Future facilities planning is always at the forefront for our growing district. Planning for student growth and new buildings is a priority for the district, as well as optimally utilizing and determining the space needs in our current buildings. Our operations team works with our facilities committee on 5-year, 10-year, and a 20-year capital improvement plan with an annual spending review to manage the challenge of maintaining our many aging buildings. In addition to new building construction, bond projects completed from the last bond levy included updates to elementary playgrounds, elementary and middle school media centers, and high school collaboration spaces. Olentangy also started an energy savings program 10 years ago, which has now saved the district over $7 million. Additionally, at the forefront of managing assets wisely is building new schools and working with trusted construction partners on repetitive school designs that have also saved the district millions of dollars. The growth in our district shows no signs of slowing down, and we are proud and thankful to our community for their support that allows us to provide environments conducive to learning for students and staff each day. This next video provides a very cool look at the construction across our district and the new Berlin Middle School.
Isn't that just amazing to see? As we transition to sharing about some of our internal processes, Mr. Meyer will talk about the extensive work of maintaining our district. It's hard to envision until you see it on a map like that and how the internal work of many contributes to the outward success of our district. Advancing our digital environment is imperative to ensure that our students have the exposure to tools and resources critical to life beyond Olentangy. It is also important for staff to utilize technology to increase their digital effectiveness. One way we have done this is through our new Olentangy Teaching and Learning Hub, which is a centralized location for district materials. This site allows staff to search for resources created, utilized, and promoted by each department. We are also amidst the redesign of the middle school technology courses to create a consistent, updated curriculum that feeds into courses offered at the high school level. This alignment of middle school and high school coursework focuses on skills necessary for today's students and those entering the workforce. The work begins at the elementary level, where we are finalizing our K-5 elementary library media curriculum and developing a digital citizenship framework. The library media curriculum supports the redesign of our elementary media centers, aligns with the International Society for Technology Education standards, and the digital citizenship framework aligns with our portrait of a learner characteristics, identifying what it looks like to be kind, curious, purposeful, and resilient in the digital environment. We will be implementing this digital citizenship work at the secondary level in the future. Our digital environment involves staff and parents as well. Our technology team has supported teacher adoption of various digital resources and technologies through on-demand training, personalized professional development, Olentangy Professional Development Academy courses, and in-classroom modeling and implementation. We have also engaged parents with Parent Academy events and Parent Technology Support Night. Now I'll turn it back over to Mr. Meyer to share about our operations and talent management strategy.
Thank you, Dr. Fetty. Exemplifying a culture of operational excellence is about the people of Olentangy. As Mr. Rafe likes to say, there is no place, no township, no city named Olentangy. When people say they live in Olentangy, they are talking about us and the school community that has evolved over time because of the people. We are now the proud employer of almost 3,000 staff members, and running a school district our size on a daily basis is no small feat. To start, our transportation team delivers over 10,000 students to school and home safely every day, covering 95 square miles with 159 bus routes. The operations department maintains 25 school buildings, 2 transportation centers, the Olentangy Administrative Office, the Olentangy Academy Building, the OASIS program, as well as all the district's fields and grounds. That adds up to approximately 3.25 million square feet of buildings and over 1,100 acres of district property our facilities team must maintain. The food service team serves over 19,000 meals per day in 27 school buildings. They do it with a smile on their face and always demonstrate deep and genuine care for our students each and every day. Our human resources team attends 30+ certified career fairs annually, not accounting for the career fairs we host in the district. They hire an average of 200 new staff members each year and conduct onboarding training and support for all new and existing employees. We are proud to have received both the Forbes Best in State Employer and the Columbus CEO Top Workplaces consistently the past 8 years. These accolades are awarded based on staff feedback and uniquely measure 15 culture drivers that are critical to the success of any organization, including alignment, execution, and connection. We have established collaborative and positive relationships with all employee groups and continue to evaluate our pay structures to ensure our staff receive competitive compensation and benefits. Our safety and security team has 7 school resource officers in our schools, and we will be adding 3 more next year to have a dedicated SRO at every high school and every middle school who will also rotate elementary schools within our feeder patterns. The SROs support our students through programming, relationship building, and safety drills for staff and students. We also recently received a grant of $1.4 million to fund facility safety upgrades. Reviewing how we exemplify a culture of operational excellence leads me to how Olentangy focuses on our talent management strategy. Our human resource team recruits, interviews, and selects over 200 new staff members each year, and then works hard to retain the top talent we hire. The success of our recruitment and retention is the result of many different aspects of our organization. The foundation of our talent management is the brand reputation that Olentangy has built. We have a brand that is consistent, recognizable, and desirable, not just for families that want to move here, but to potential candidates for the myriad of positions we are hiring. Our hiring strategies have evolved to more innovative and creative techniques that fit our culture while also setting us apart from the rest. Olentangy began hosting our own certified interview day over 10 years ago and interview on average 170 candidates in one day. We have since implemented interview days for specific positions such as intervention specialists, bus drivers, substitutes, and more. The bus drivers, we've done everything from hosting interview opportunities at the Delaware Area Career Center to parking our bus in the Polaris area and interviewing candidates on the bus. One aspect of our brand is the opportunities we offer, not just for students, but also in the professional development we provide staff. These opportunities are designed and delivered by Olentangy subject matter experts. There are also mentorship opportunities for new teachers to connect with more tenured staff, but professional development is not just for teachers. We create professional development and leadership opportunities for all employee groups and build culture through professional development opportunities such as Elevate and Think Tank at the beginning and end of each summer. This past year, we evaluated the market to remain competitive with all of our employee group salaries. To do this, we negotiated contracts and restructured non-union classified and substitute pay rates. Finally, when attracting top talent to our organization, we also must plan to retain that talent. In the event a staff member does choose to leave, we administer an exit survey and gather feedback prior to their departure. However, the many areas I have already touched on, such as our professional development, mentorship program, and competitive compensation, are valued by our staff. Overall, we believe that our One Olentangy culture keeps our large, spread out staff connected in a tight-knit, welcoming community. Let me introduce you to Pam Moffitt, a true Olentangy lifer, a perfect example of our One Olentangy culture. I will let her share her story as an Olentangy student and an Olentangy educator with you.
We lived in a house off of Old State Road when I was very young. I went through grades 1st and 2nd. I went to the original Berlin elementary school. I think it was up to grade 8 at that time. That was my 1st grade. 2nd grade, I went to Orange, which was right down there where the fire station is now. We moved over here to North Road, and so at that point we went to the Hyatts and Powell elementary schools. And I actually went to all 4 of the original schools before they went to one building. They had the 4 satellite schools originally, but when we all came to the same, to the one school, people in the Powell area came here, people in the Lewis Center area, people, wherever they lived in the district, they came here. And it is a huge district. I graduated in 1975, and at that point, everybody, K-12, was in this one location between our East End, the middle, and the original high school. My first year here was the 97-98 school year. I started as a half-time librarian at Wyandotte Run. And then when Scioto Ridge opened up, I was full-time between those two. And they used to put all the new teachers on one school bus and drive us around to all the, where the elementary schools were, where the middle schools were, where all the different, kind of scenic spots around the district were. So all the new teachers of that year got on one bus and did that. And I think after that year, there were so many new teachers coming every single year that they were no longer able to do that. It gives me a lot of pride to think that I was able to spend my career working in a school that is so highly regarded. Any person that you ask will tell you what a quality school it is. Just the amazing growth. I think if anyone had told me, when I was a senior in high school here, that our district would be this large, have this many schools, this many students, I think I would have had a hard time believing it. But when you say One Olentangy, that means, the Lewis Center group, the Powell group, the Cheshire group, all the groups can be one group. It's not just Powell, it's not just Shanahan, it's just not Liberty, it's everybody. And I think that's a community that I think Mr. Rafe has taken pride in, and I think that's something we should all take pride in, because it is really, I think, kind of unique maybe to have such a large district that can feel so much like a family. And I do think in most cases that's how people think.
I love Pam's story and reflection of the history of our district. Many years ago, I taught fourth grade when we were out all at the same building on Shanahan Road. And I recall when new teachers would take that bus ride around the district as we began to build new schools and grow exponentially. In the spirit of reflection, our district has come a long way in evolving the brand identity we have today. The past years have seen an intentional creation of our district and school brand identities. And over this past year, we focused our efforts to maintain, perfect, and elevate our Olentangy brand. That being said, brand work is never quite finished. The district programs of OASIS, the STEM Academy, Teacher Academy, and the Academy for Community Transition all received updated brand identities this year. And we created school colors, a mascot, and logos for the new Berlin Middle School. Our trademark and licensing program includes over 120 approved affiliate and non-affiliate vendors who have submitted over 400 brand projects for review and approval by the communications team. The communications team has taken more work in-house to control our brand identity and save our district valuable funds. We provide support to our district departments with print and digital materials, messaging, and promotion. Photography and video creation, like the content you are seeing tonight, have also been taken in-house to expand our brand voice of being ambitious, curious, caring, and self-improving. Olentangy Schools benefits enormously by maintaining our strong, distinctive, and consistent brand because people are able to know who we are and what we value. The inception of the Olentangy Bridge Ed program is evidence of this, as businesses have identified Olentangy as a school district they want to partner with. I will now be joined by Chief of Administrative Services, Mr. Randy Wright, to present on how Olentangy fosters leadership development.
Thank you, Krista, and hello, Olentangy. Fostering leadership development is imperative for the future of our organization, and discussions on our focus on professional development have been shared in many areas already. Over the past year, we have synthesized that professional development to provide individualized growth opportunities for staff and to create new ways to develop leaders for future work. We hold quarterly Legion meetings for all district administrators that encourage professional and social development across buildings and departments. Additionally, we meet regularly with building principals and assistant principals to review priorities and implement any updates to policy or practice. And Dr. Fetty, please take it home with our last strategic goal, ensuring mastery of learning.
Going back to the mission of our organization to facilitate maximum learning for every student, ensuring mastery of learning is at the core of what we do in the classroom. Students mean more to us than just test scores, so we want that to be evident in daily interactions. However, test scores are an indication of strong academic health. We're proud that our schools are one of only 12 in the districts in the state that receive 5 stars in all 5 categories on the Ohio School Report Card. Our student ACT average outpaces the state by 4 points, and our senior graduation rate continues to be at 98%. Advanced placement courses and college credit plus courses continue to be an opportunity for students to set themselves apart from peers around the state and an opportunity to gain college experience and credits while still enrolled in high school. This not only prepares them for college-level coursework, but allows them to move on to more specialized coursework at a university. All of this data and more can be reviewed on the annual report of academic achievement on our district website. So how is it that we are educating students to perform at such impressive levels? Our Olentangy Foundations, which we recently revised and updated, explains how the presence of quality curriculum assessment, instruction, and context in an inclusive environment ensures the opportunity for every student to maximize their learning. Our district provides high quality and research-based curriculum resources across the content areas in support of a consistent and coherent curriculum. We developed multi-tiered systems of support, MTSS, and positive behavioral interventions and supports, PBIS, across the district, many of which you saw on display during the school showcase this evening. Walnut Creek Elementary, Alum Creek Elementary, and Wyandotte Run, to name a few, shared how they have tied their PBIS goals with their brand identity to create positive rewards systems in their schools. We have a support infrastructure across our district that is unlike any other. This year, we expanded our academic supports by adding a math specialist to the current literacy and gifted specialist teams in each elementary and middle school. Ohio House Bill 436 and recent actions by our governor have highlighted the importance of the science of reading in early elementary school. Olentangy has been a leader in literacy for years, as we continue to be the only public school district in our nation accredited by the Orton-Gillingham Academy. Our summer programming also offers learning opportunities to students when school is not in session, whether it is for academic advancement or to provide continual support services. We know student success is directly attributed to our staff continuing to grow and learn in their craft. Our staff received 3 professional learning days during the school year focused on student engagement, asking the question, how might increasing engagement impact student learning, behavior, and well-being? Ensuring mastery of learning is more than academics in preparing our learners to flourish beyond Olentangy. Our portrait of a learner dispositions that frame our strategic plan are embedded into all learning. Here are some very impressive members of the class of 2022 sharing the dispositions they learned and are carrying into life after Olentangy.
Olentangy has helped me find my passion for what I want to do, and so I think I've found my purpose and how I can be purposeful in the real world.
I feel like even throughout my entire high school experience, especially being in a brand new high school, there were a lot of new activities, new clubs, new sports that I was curious about. So kind of being able to pursue that in that environment opened a lot of doors and helped me to create a lot of memories that had I not pursued that, it would have never been.
I came in as a transfer student and everyone was super kind and welcoming, and I just kind of wanted to radiate that back to everyone else.
I think I'll use it to help really drive myself to do things, like there's a purpose for what I'm doing, and even if I don't really know what part of that is yet, I'll find it.
We used to read the 7 Habits of a Highly Effective Kid, I believe it was, and one that stuck with me was begin with the end in mind, and I feel like that's kind of like being purposeful in a sense, because you're kind of thinking about life like with a goal and with a reason, and I carried that with me throughout the years I was at Olentangy. So like throughout middle school, whether it was like clubs or classes, or even in high school, I just kind of had a reason for why I was doing everything, and it was like a goal I was working towards.
So Mr. Carmichael was my AP Gov teacher junior year, and he was like one of the first people to like push my views, to like really make me think and like challenge my views. So I think that he was the first person that made me curious in high school.
As an individual, I feel like there were multiple teachers that I had the opportunity to work with and learn under that understood when to challenge me and when to push me a little bit further or take that extra step, just so that I was able to grow as a person and grow as an individual. It was whether it be additional work or kind of taking another project, like an extra step. That was something that taught me that when you challenge yourself, it is very, very beneficial, and you learn a lot from it as well. And I saw that continuously throughout my 4 years that I was at Orange.
So going into college, I think there's going to be a lot of different academic opportunities, social opportunities, lots of new things that could spark my interest, spark my curiosity, and especially in a field like nursing where you're helping people, you're diagnosing things, you really have to be curious about what could be going on with this person, what could be going on with their health.
I think having the curiosity to learn more will help me a bunch to grow in my ability as an architect.
I feel like the workplace is all about being kind and being able to work with others and building those relationships to achieve goals.
Have gone to Olentangy Liberty and have had some really difficult classes there as well. Learning to be resilient will definitely have given me a jump start to my college life at Ohio State and helped me with those classes.
I was lucky enough to be given the opportunity to work in a research lab last summer before my senior year, and resilience is something that will help me so much there.
Thank you, team, Dr. Fetty, Mr. Meyer, Mr. Jenkins, Ms. Davis, and Mr. Wright for lending your expertise to this presentation. When I announced my retirement in January, I said that truly the best thing that happened for me personally as superintendent was the ability to select and create a leadership team. I've spent the last 8 years working alongside what I consider to be the most talented and committed team in the state. And together, their collective voice has led this district to where we are today. So I'm looking out in the audience and I see a couple of students. If you're a student, stand up. And then I want you to look at your parent and thank them for choosing to live here, pay high taxes, so that you hopefully see and understand through this presentation what kind of great school district you're in. And I hope you heard from all of us, because everything we do, most of the crowd are people that work for our district. Everybody in this room is working for you. And it really matters. So it's amazing. I'm really proud of the presentation the communications team put together. So I want to make sure I definitely thank Ms. Davis, Ms. Lance, Mr. Kadar, Ms. Beeman, and Ms. Bowers for all the hard work and the organization in putting this all together. My days are dwindling on public presentations. I think I have 9 board meetings left, graduation, and this was a big one for me. So having the opportunity to, I wasn't well prepared at my exit speech at graduation. I made sure I got a tissue in case I started to well up again. But we move through our day-to-day activities and responsibilities, and it's really difficult sometimes to just pause and reflect on the impactful work that happens at Olentangy. I've been here for 20 years. All 4 of my kids graduated from this high school. So much of our lives has been spent in this school district, and this presentation gives all of us an opportunity to kind of pause and reflect and really think about what a great place we live and work and raise our children each and every day. And I know everybody in this room is doing everything in their power every day to make the things happen, make things possible for our kids. We pour our heart and souls into it. So without reservation, I can say confidently that our students, staff, administrators, everyone here lives the mission to facilitate maximum learning for every student every day. And I am infinitely proud of the people and the work that makes Olentangy Schools a special place it is, continues to be, and will be far into the future. So thank you all for attending. I wish you all the best. Have a great evening.